This is a warning. This is not a prophetic message, but it is a warning. I felt as I was praying and meditating today about the situation in the world, praying for the church, praying for the nations. There's a truth that's been covered up in the church. The truth is that the rapture is going to come on the last day of the tribulation. It's going to come on the day that the seventh trumpet is blown, just like it says in 1 Corinthians 15, just as it says in Thessalonians. The last trumpet is going to blow, the seventh trumpet is going to be blown on the last day of the tribulation, and Christ is going to come in his splendor and glory, and all the earth is going to see it. And the wrath of God is going to be poured out upon all the nations of the earth. That's why the church is going to be raptured. We're not going to be raptured. Well, the seals, if you're aware of the political and economic and social things happening in all the worlds, all the nations, then you understand that all the seals have been opened on the scroll. The Lamb has opened the seals that allow war and famine and pestilence and death, poverty. All these things exist. So, since Christ ascended, there's a good guess that these seals have been opened to begin the process. Now, the trumpet haven't sounded yet. The trumpet curses haven't begun yet. They won't begin until the rise of the Antichrist. When the Antichrist rises to take control of the world, to establish the one world government, and raises up the false prophet to create a one world religion, then the trumpet seals, or the trumpets will sound, and the trumpet curses will begin. We don't know how long that process is going to last. We don't know how long it's going to take for the world to, in its current state, to come together and select one person to rule the world. And then he has to establish his government, select all those who are going to support him in his government and do the bidding of it, do the work of his government and all the nations of the earth. We don't know what kind of time frame that's going to be. We know that there's going to be peace. And we assume, based on Daniel's prophecies, that it's going to be about 3.5 years. So at the end of that 3.5 years, when the Antichrist, the one world leader, has sovereign control over all the nations, then he will begin his dictatorial reign over the nations of the earth. And those who serve him will be elated, and those who oppose him will be oppressed. Not only Christians, not only Jews, but there are anarchists in every country who stand against their governments, and they also will stand against the Antichrist. And they will not want to take the mark of the beast. They will not want to be constricted by the government regulations, and they will resist and they will fight. And there'll be 3.5 years of this terrible persecution of those who stand against the Antichrist, who now controls all the armies and police of the world, who now controls all the governments of the world. And on the day Christ returns, when the seventh trumpet sounds, well, I'll have to back up.